Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're struggling to pay your rent, if you're struggling to keep your car, if you're struggling to pay the utility bills, I'm going to help you with some of the best loans that you possibly can go for because some of these loans don't do income verification. Now, that being said, before you go after these loans, because these are high interest rate loans, here's some things that I would definitely suggest you do. Number one, if you're currently a W-2 employee, you need to go to your HR department and you need to request for you to file exempt 3 to 4 months. That's going to give you an infusion of cash in your paycheck, okay, to help you pay up on some bills. Number two is, this is US benefits, okay? And what they do, they program will give you all the different services. As you can see here, /benefits, if you go here, they're going to give you for housing, food assistance, all of these things. Now, I know somebody saying, well, I don't qualify for that. Trust me, if you're struggling, there's a program out there for you. Also, your Catholic community churches, they also help with utilities. They also have money for food. They help with a lot of things. Back to school, a lot of churches are even helping with back to school. So the thing about it, guys, is these resources are out here. So before you decide to take out these high interest loans, I would definitely tell you to look at some of these resources. Now, here's another one. This is the Treasury, okay, treasury.gov, all right? So they have emergency rental assistance program. So if you're struggling paying your rent, then you need to go here, all right? I'll tell you another resource that I would definitely tell you guys to check out. Go to your local library, okay? What you want to do when you go to your local library, ask them what are the public assistance programs. They have a list. All public libraries have a list of the different public assistance programs in your area. Also, in terms of food, when you're struggling with food, the U.S. ones, I know in California on certain days, it's usually like the last, I think, Thursday of the month that they actually give away food. All right. Now, there are churches in your community that give away food. All right. But the thing about it, there's no need for a lot of our community to be struggling saying that they can't eat, that they can't pay their bills. All right. So that's out. That's no excuse of why you should be hungry, getting the lights cut off, especially if you have kids in the household. All right. Now, here's another resource. This is the treasurydepartment.org, okay? You want to go here. The reason is you need to put your name in here. And you need to put the states. Every state that you stayed in, you need to put your name and state in here. The reason is you may have lost money. You may have money from the from a bank account you closed out. You may have money from your 401k. You may have money from a lawsuit or something like that that was paid out like through the banks and stuff, and you're not even aware of it. All right, so you need to go here and put your information in and check to see if every state you stayed in, see if there's money out there for you. Okay, there are companies out there that actually offer this service, but they charge a fee. Especially like, say that you had a foreclosure, right? Now, here's something that a lot of people don't know. When you have a foreclosure, all right, and the banks take that property, or to say the banks take your property for taxes. When they sell that house for taxes, right? Here's the thing about it. When they sell that house for taxes, they pay the taxes, then whatever's left out after they sell that house, you're supposed to get it, but they do not notify you of that. And a lot of people are not even aware of this, that have lost their family. So you may have family members that have passed on, that have property and stuff like that, that you may be able to claim because you may be the last living family member, right? So you'll still be able to, as long as you can show proof that you are that relative, you are able to possibly claim that funding, all right? So we definitely want to go there, all right? I would definitely tell you guys, please make sure that you have an active checking account. Most of these, they just want to make sure you have active checking account and deposits, okay? Some of these, they may want to see a bank statement, okay? But beyond that, they usually don't check income, all right? They just want to make sure that there's an actual bank statement and you have active email, all right? Now, this here lender is IndyLand, right? They loan up to $5,000, okay? And it's a very straightforward process. They don't loan up to $5,000. They are a platform, and they have connected with lenders that will actually loan you up to $5,000, okay? And as you can see here, IndyLand is not a lender, and we do not check the credit. So they do not check the credit, okay? Once you put your information in, there are third-party databases that will be checking your credit, but not IndyLand itself. It's a platform, all right? Now, the next one is Opportune. Opportune is a direct lender. And because they are a direct lender, you can see here, if you have bad credit, the minimum income they do want you to have is at least $500. So if you're on welfare, if you're on disability, okay, you will still qualify. Now, one of the things about it, they do not operate in all 50 states, okay? That's one thing, but on the website, you can check if your state is there. All right, but their loans go anywhere from $300 up to $6,000 the first go around, and then the second go around goes from $300 up to $1,200. All right, and this is what Opportunity Universal Credit. One of the things I'm gonna tell you about, like this type of lender. This lender works with people. If you have a high debt to income ratio, this is why, like you can have great credit. However, your bank, and you done maxed out your cards, but you never been late or whatever, because of your high DTI, like your credit unions like Navy, Federal, PenFed, or something like that, they may deny you. Also, your banks like Capital One, Chase Bank, Citibank, American Express, when they select you to offer you a loan, if your DTI is over 50-55%, they will turn you down. However, with Universal Credit, they will work with you even if you have a DTI up to, and that's including usually your mortgage or rent, up to 75, okay? And right now, I know these days, and the reason is, you have to understand, if your rent is 50% of your income, okay? So now that's the reason your DTI is so high, because you make money, but you just pay a lot in rent. That's just the reality of it these days for a lot of people. So again, as you can see here, checking your rate is free and it won't impact your credit. So you can actually check to see if you qualify, all right? And then once you qualify, again, they are a FICO 9 system. So by them being a FICO 9 system, more likely you're gonna get a pull from your TransUnion, FICO 9, okay? So this is something that's very important for you guys to know. Now, another lender that does not state that they do not do income verification, and I know for some of you guys who are like, well, why don't they do income verification? Here's the thing about it. They may be looking at the bank account. What's going on with the activity of the bank account? This is a clear indicator in terms of how often you get deposits and stuff like that. But for income verification, they're not looking at 4506Ts and stuff like that. And usually, like their minimum credit scores for these lenders here, they're working with people with like a 580 credit score. Now, some of these lenders, like I said, if they're the third-party lenders that use a platform or whatever, those lenders fluctuate, okay? So you just have to be cautious of that. However, these lenders here, like I said, with Upgrade and Universal Credit, they state that they do not do income verification. Now, some people would say, well, does that mean stated? Yes, that could mean stated, but keep in mind that they may want to check the activity of the bank account. So they may not ask you for pay stubs, but they may look at the activity of the bank account. So you have to have an active bank account. So just keep that in mind. And just so to be sure about it, I would tell you that the minimum income, just so you can be on the safe side, I would say is between 12 to 1500. Just like this lender here is a bond. Okay. Again, you can have a high DTI, so they would still work with you. Now, the thing about it, like if you're just coming out of a bank, that may raise a red flag for them. But in terms of the income, the minimum income that you need to have with them, I think it's about $4 a month. Okay, so that's mainly it in terms of income verification and stuff like that. Just making sure that you have a reasonable amount of income to where you can borrow and be able to pay the loan back. Bad credit loans. Now with bad credit loans, their loans go up to 10. Excuse me, because I forgot to tell you, like with universal credit, it's 50,000. Grade is 50,000 as well. Okay, so just so you know about those. Now that being said, going back to bad credit loans. Again, it is a plat, and they work with people lowest credit scores of 500. So long as you have income coming in, you have active deposits and stuff like that, they're willing to work with you. All right? And there's no hard pull on the credit. Again, because they're not a direct. Next lender is op loans. Now again, with op loans, their loans go up to 4. They're not in every state. Okay, so that you know. That's another thing about many of these lenders. They're not in every state. Now with Upgrade and Universal Credit, they are offering loans in all 50 states. Because one of the states that's most harsh to get funding for when at high interest rate type of loans is New York. Okay, that's one of the most common ones that a lot of lenders skip over. All right. So with up loans, as I stated, that they do not operate in all 50 states, but their loans go up to $4,000. The minimum income on them is about 12. Okay, it's about 12,000 annual. Okay, that's the minimum annual. So about $1,000 a month. All right. Now the next lender is personal loans with Upstart. Okay. So Upstart 80 credit score, but their loans go from 1,000 up to 50,000. Okay. Now you can definitely check to see if you pre-qualify, so which is a good thing. So you can pre-qualify. So many of you that may, again, you may have iffy income. You may be like self-employed or something like that. These lenders do work with people that are self-employed. So one of the things about it, I continue to tell you guys, if you're self-employed, you need to structure yourself as a business, okay, and have a business bank account, which will be so much beneficial because you're leaving money on the table. You're missing out on money by just operating as self-employed under your social, because you're going to end up paying more taxes and you're exposing yourself to more liability. Okay. Now, if you have any other questions about the best personal loan or trying to find direct lenders in your state, all right, and the Upstart is a direct lender, which is great. So you're not working on a platform, you are working with a direct lender. But if you have questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, or removing negative items off of the personal credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.